Oh my God! Hey, what are you doing here? Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting my channel. I really appreciate it. Remember to hit subscribe so that you can receive all of the newest videos that we're going to be putting out and filling up your YouTube channel with. I hope that you guys really enjoy a lot of these videos, and I would really love to hear from you. One of the things that I would really love to know from you, and you can leave it in the comment section below, is why or what challenges do you face when you're practicing yoga? So for today, one of the challenges that we're going to be addressing is tight hamstrings. A lot of people have challenges with tight hamstrings, and I kind of want to, through a few different videos, kind of debunk some of the ideas around tight hamstrings and actually give you some solutions so that you can have more mobility in your hips and deal with your tight hamstrings. What I want to start off with today is to kind of just show you where the hamstrings are. Now, I don't have Skelly with me right now, but I do have my body, and you actually have 4 sets of hamstrings. You have semitendinosus, semimembranosus, bicep femoris long head, and bicep femoris short head. Semi-ten and semi-mem are more on the inside, and they attach to the ischial tuberosity, which I can't really show you, but you can, sometimes it's called like the sit bone. So it attaches to the sit bone, which is connected to your hip structure, FYI, and the 2 semi-mem and semi-ten kind of attach there, and then they come down and attach to the tibia over here. Now, the interesting thing, and I wanted to show this to you, is that they both cross over the knee, and one of the functions of the hamstrings, there's a few functions, but one of them is in knee flexion. Why is this important? Well, it's important because one of the #1 complaints that so many people have, not just yoga people, but a lot of people, runners especially, hikers, is knee pain. Well, if this muscle that crosses over the inside of the knee and is responsible for holding the integrity and the structure of the knee and supporting that joint whenever you flex or bend your knee, do you think that's an important muscle? Yeah, it's an important muscle. Well, then the bigger question then is, well, why is the hamstring tight? Well, the hamstring is tight because the body is saying, or the brain is saying, hey, there's not stability in the body does not feel stable, the body doesn't feel safe, so we need to tighten up. That tightening up mechanism is akin to when you're like walking on ice. Remember that first sort of frost in the wintertime, and you step out your door and then you kind of like slip a little bit. What does your body do? It tightens up. So the body tightening up is a protective mechanism. It's saying, oh my God, we don't feel stable. We need to just draw in. We need to bring neutral right into the midline as much as possible, and we need to tighten up. And so it's a protective mechanism because the body doesn't feel that the other muscles that should be doing their job are doing their job properly. And so it sends a message to the hamstrings, hey guys, you need to tighten up. We're going to address some of those other muscles in another episode. But for today, what I want to actually tell you is a lot of times muscles are tightening up because the body senses instability and because those muscles are not contracting properly. They're not strong enough. So what I'd like to do today is to give you 2 exercises or 2 yoga poses that you can do that will begin strengthening the hamstrings. How much will they strengthen the hamstrings? Not a lot. The hamstrings are a really hard muscle to target. But with these 2 little hacks, you can begin at least starting to address some of the issues of the hamstrings. All right? So let's dive in. The first one is, I'd like you guys to come over onto your stomach. Nice. And just rest your hands. You can have your hands down. I always like to put my forehead onto the mat, but because I'm wearing the mic, I'm going to leave my head up here just a little bit. And then you're going to bend that knee. Now, normally I would say bend it to 90 degrees, but I actually want you to bend it a little bit more. And then I want you to lift up and kind of pull the heel towards you. And you'll probably feel this in your hamstring. Okay, so normally I would say for the glutes, keep the leg at 90 degrees, but for the hamstring, I actually want you to pull the foot in as much as you can and then down. You're definitely going to hit the glutes here a little bit as well. That's fine. The glutes and the hamstrings are primarily responsible for hip extension. So bend the knee, lift up, and then pull the foot in a little bit more. We're just going to hold it for 6 seconds and do it 6 times on each side. Okay? And then down. And then lift up. And again, pull that foot towards you as much as you can. Now, this is a way not just to strengthen the hamstring and then relax down. It's not just a way to strengthen the hamstring, but really starting to try to connect the brain to the muscle. One of the reasons why the hamstring doesn't work properly and the reason why it's tight is because the brain isn't properly connected to the muscle. Bend the knee, pull the foot in a bit, and then start to lift it up, and then pull the foot in more. Now, if you start to feel like your hamstring is cramping at all, which can easily happen, sometimes you're pulling a little bit too much. So just kind of back off of it. And just find that comfortable place. Bend the knee, lift up, pull the foot in, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come down. Woo, I can feel my hamstrings starting to talk to me. Bend the knee, lift up, and pull the foot in. And hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come back down. Very good. Let's do it one more time. So bend the knee, bring the foot in, lift it up, and hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I know I didn't do this on this side, but on the left leg, what I want you to do is just do a little fun experiment. Come onto your back and just lift the leg up as high as you can. So right now, that's my range of motion. Okay, let's do our hamstring activation and see if we can improve that range of motion. Let's come back onto your stomach. Okay, so you're going to bend the knee, bring the foot in a bit, and lift up. And then pull the foot in just a little bit more for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come down. And bend the knee, pull the foot in, and lift it up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. And bend the knee, pull the foot in, and lift the leg up for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on down. Shake the glutes a little. Bend the knee, pull the foot in, lift the leg up, and then pull the foot in just a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. Bend the knee, pull the foot in, lift the leg up, pull the foot in more. Again, if the leg cramps, that means you're pulling too much and the muscle just isn't ready for it, so back off a little bit. So that way you can just start to access some of those fibers and reestablish the connection between the brain and the muscle. Lower the foot down, and we'll do it again. Bend the knee, pull the foot in, and lift the leg up. What's really cool about these exercises is that they're really easy to do. They're accessible. You can do them anywhere, and you really don't need any equipment. I'm laying on a yoga mat right now, but I'm also quite happy just to do it right on the floor. And if I feel like the floor is dirty, I'll just put a towel on the floor. So you can really do these anywhere, anytime. I think that's really awesome. Do it one more time. Bend the knee, bring the foot in, lift it up. And hold for 2, 3, pull the foot in, and 6, and down. Very good. Let's do our next activation. So what you're going to do, bring the feet about hip distance apart, a little bit wider. Have the arms out to the sides here. So you're going to bring the arms out to the sides and lift the hips up. Now, what I would normally do, we do this a lot for the glutes, but we're going to change it up just a little bit. So what you're going to do is pull the heels towards your shoulders. You're not going to move them, you're going to pull them, and you're going to feel this in your hamstrings. Oh, yes. And then come on down. Oh, it's wonderful. Lift the hips up. Pull the hips in. Pull the feet in towards the shoulders. Lift up a little higher and down. Nice. And shake it out and then lift it up again. Now, this time, lift your toes up off the floor. Really press down into the heels. Feel the 4 corners of the heels. And then pull the heels towards your shoulders. And then come on down. Nice. And lift up again. Good. Lift up a little higher this time if you can. Push down the heels and pull the heels towards the shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. Wow, I'm feeling this right at the ischial tuberosity, right where my hamstrings connect. At the origin, it's really kind of cool actually. Lift up again. Press down into the heels. And then pull the heels towards your shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on down. Let's do it one more time. Shake it all out, lift it up. Good, and hold for 2, 3, pull one more time. Heels towards shoulders, lift it up. Heels towards shoulders, and come on down. Straighten the leg out. So let's just check in and see if there's any increasing range of motion. In other words, has your hamstring loosened up a little bit? So bring the leg up. Holy Hannah, look at that. That's amazing. So I got my hamstring to start working properly, and the tightness went away. It's kind of cool. Very cool, actually. So there's a couple of different exercises that you guys can do to help your hamstrings. Keep working on them. Get those hamstrings stronger. Muscle tightness is always a sign of muscle weakness. So what I'm working to do in the yoga world is to start flipping that script. Instead of trying to stretch out the tightness, which is really a violation in the body, and the body's own protective mechanisms, we're actually starting to address that tightness through making the muscle stronger and really reestablishing the connection between the brain and the muscle. So happy practicing. Remember in the comments below, tell me what kind of struggles that you're facing in your yoga practice, and let me know how I can support you in helping you to have a yoga practice where you're really starting to thrive. Namaste, everybody. Have a super wonderful day.